All is well, all is good. They call me DJ Charlie Numbers, the Globe Stroller. I've been everywhere in all this hood, right? So I'm switching up the pace a little bit. I've been doing a lot of music, people, DJs, singers, songwriters. We're going to switch it up today. We got my man Michael Rodriguez, and we're going to talk about a little bit of acting. What's up, Mike?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Hey, man. So let me start by saying this. I watch because you and one of my favorite directors, flicks. I watch, man. You got this acting thing, bro.
Yeah. I've been working on it for quite some time now. So
yeah, how long?
Filming 5 years, but I've been pretty much into acting since I was about like 12.
Okay. Are you from Ohio?
From Wisconsin, but I live in Ohio.
Okay. What part of Wisconsin?
It's like small town, man. Of like 3,000 people, probably.
Packers fan? Man?
No.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna put you out.
No, you can probably put me out after the other team.
Who?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay, no. Well, I can do that. I'm a Bears fan. I just can't do the Packers. That's all. Nah, but what got you into acting, man?
Just seeing, people on TV. As a kid, you're always fascinated by what you see. But when I started watching TV, I was like, man, it just looks so fun to do that. And one of my very favorite movies that I started watching as a kid was Roadhouse. And I thought Patrick Swayze was incredible.
Right.
And I was like, man, that guy's like a superhero to me,
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to do something like that. His fight scenes look so so real, and I was like, man, I want to do something like that. And from there on, I just kind of progressed on. And then I got into theater in school.
Okay.
So then from there, I kind of slowed down quite a bit. Took a different path of life and focused on sports and women.
Which sport were you in?
Football.
Football.
Yeah, football, basketball was the main two sports I played, but football was the main one.
Okay. How were your parents on the support part of the acting part?
My dad doesn't exist in my life,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really know.
Okay.
My mom was, she's always been supportive.
Okay.
She always wanted me to still think about a plan B. If this doesn't work out, you have to have a backup. And she just wanted me to be smart about it in the path because, the last thing you want to do is fly out somewhere,
right,
give up everything that you had, and then lose everything that you did have for an opportunity that ain't there. So she just wanted me to be smart about it, but she's always been supportive. She's actually been probably one of my main supporters.
Okay. And so when you made that shift from you said acting took a kind of shift from acting to being an athlete. How did you get back to acting?
I've always kind of wanted to, so I started going to acting school.
Okay.
And that's what really kicked it back off again. And I was like, I want to try to expand instead of just being in theater and just acting school. I need to try to get into film because that's where that's where the lead is. That's where I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
And I happened to come across Paula here.
Mm-hmm.
And and he's the one who gave me my very first opportunity. And
is that right?
Yeah, the very first opportunity to be on film.
Okay.
And from there on, it just progressed.
But you have been doing the theater, but just not film.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so which one do you like better? You like the stage or the film?
Oh, definitely the filming.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's more. I feel like I can express myself more when it comes down to having that. When you're on camera and everything else, I don't really get stage fright, but at the same time, it's like you're on one take on the theater. You're not on one take when you're on film. If you mess up, you can do it again. If you mess up in front of thousands of people that you're performing in front of, there's no coming back from that. So.
But I think too, if you go to theater first, it seems like you learn how to pivot because you got to really correct in real time in theater. So
it's a different breed of people that can do that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I could do it, but it's a little nerve-wracking at the same time.
I've tried acting for my first time. It was crazy, man. Like a few weeks ago. I don't know if I'm doing well or not. And Paula, he's just gonna be like, just let it flow. We're gonna do another one. I'll say, was it good? He said, yeah, it was good, but we're gonna do another one. Well, if it was good, then why we gotta do another one?
The crazy thing is he's gonna direct you in the way that you need to go. Because when he writes, he sees what his character is going to be, and if he's saying that you're doing a great job, you're doing a great job, but he wants to make you tweak it a little bit because then you can really expand into that character.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yeah. So I know y'all been around each other because that's exactly what he said to me verbatim. Okay, so where would you like to take this? Like as far as acting?
As far as I can go.
Mm,
As far as I can go. I'm dedicated. I'm willing to give up almost everything it is that I have to just focus
that's
on
where I was going with it.
strictly acting.
Okay,
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. You know what I mean? It's like I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. You know, I don't want to keep
Right.
on doing this 9 to 5 thing. If I want
Yeah.
to do a 9 to 5, I want to do it being an actor. I don't want to do it, just a daily job.
that's
you know?
right.
People want to wake up being happy with what they're doing.
That's right.
I'm not exactly doing that, because I'm working 60 hours plus sometimes, and then after that, I'm going straight to filming.
Yeah, ooh.
But I'm
Ooh,
doing
that's
this, constantly. So it's
So that's what we always talk about, like with the music thing. If we could shift the balance of working a 9 to 5 and then being in the studio for 4 hours, but if my crew worked on music like we do, if we had that time, like we do a 9 to 5, oh, it would be crazy. And then work a little 4 hour part time job.
yeah.
It would be crazy. And I think your skill, but it started with the love, like you know what I mean. You got to love to do what you do.
Exactly.
Or I tell people too, they'll say, hey, I want to get in the music business, but I tell people, look, if you don't love it, just don't even do it. If you're doing it for the money, you might as well just cancel Christmas right now. Cancel.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, is you got to have a passion for
Yep.
it. It's all about dedication and motivation to stick with what you're passionate about. And the way I've always been is I don't ask for a single dime. Anytime that somebody has asked me for a certain role and they're like, hey, we want to offer this to you. And then they'll say, like, how much, I'm like, you don't have to pay me.
Really?
Yeah, because I look at it as, one, it's an opportunity for me.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I would rather your money go into your project. You can put more work into your project than you can put into me just handing me money that's like, yeah, I'm working for you,
That's crazy.
but I'm working to make your project come to life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So use your money, because if that was the case, then I'm just going to be like, here, take your money back. Let's make some more to making this look great.
that makes a lot of sense.
Don't get me wrong. The money's always great.
Yeah.
It's always great. But I've only been paid for 2 films, and I've done multiple.
Wow.
But I don't ever ask for it.
Wow.
Like you can. It's funny too, because I travel. Like I've flown out to Las Vegas just to do an audition. Just to do an audition. Not even getting the
No,
role,
no,
and
you got
I've
it.
flown out there just for an audition.
Wow.
And I travel back and forth from here to Detroit. Everywhere it is that I've been filming, and I don't ask for a single thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I love what I do.
I can't get producers to do that. Like people that make beats and make music.
Yeah.
So I got these real talented artists, and I'll say I need some music, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna need 25,000 per track," but we never heard your name. If I can't put your name on there, and it just goes off of that name, then you can't get 20. You may not even be able to get 250 from me.
Yeah.
Because my artists, to me, are sometimes doper than the producers, right? So I'm trying to get them to think like, okay, just you be a vehicle for their vocals, and they can be a vehicle for your music, and y'all just go together, and then you try to get the bigger bag from somebody else. A lot of times they don't get it till later, until they see one of my artists that's really doing something big, and then now they coming in and offering for free.
Everybody's so money hungry until it's actually that time.
Until it's actually time.
Yeah.
But so what, you got something going on right now? Like any projects?
Yeah, right now we're in the process of filming a part 2 to a movie called Play on the Floor. And the first one came out last year, and so now we're filming part 2 as we speak.
Okay.
And so I play a Detective Leo, who's basically, he's kind of like, he's not really much of a crooked cop, but he's trying to solve a lot of mysteries that's going on in the hood.
Okay. Okay.
But now he's got to work with the person he's been after.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a plot twist with it, but
Okay.
it's been a lot of fun. This is my 3rd film working with a director. Shout out to Jalen Griff for him. He's an incredible guy. He's a upcoming director as well too. He's still a young guy,
Okay.
but he's got a great mind. But so I worked with him for like 3 films so far.
Nice.
Other than that, I have another film, but I'm not really that big of a role in this one that's coming up. But the opportunities when they come up, I'm always going to pretty much say yes.
Where can we see? Can we see where's part 1 at? Part 1.
So Play on the Floor is on Tubi right now.
Tubi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my very first feature film that I was ever in was called Melanin, and that one straight to the CW.
Really?
Yeah, my
Melanin.
very first feature film. So
Okay, and we can find it. You can find that too.
yep, it's on CW. Just go on CW streaming for free. You know, it's
Man.
Melanin, and I play unfortunately, I play a cop in that one, and he. I love playing the cop roles.
I was gonna say,
I love
maybe
playing the cop roles, but
hey man, you think they typecasting you?
I
Man, you might
kinda,
look like the feds.
I kind of feel like it. I don't mind playing the cop role sometimes, but it's like, you know, some people might start thinking, you know. But like the one thing about this role, I was like, they were like, all right, so you're gonna be a racist police officer.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, the first thing I did was I called my mom, and I was like, hey mom, they want me to play this racist police officer. What do I do? She was like, you take the role. And I was like, I don't know if I want to. She was like, yeah, I think. She's like, your character, mind you, this is my very first feature film, and I was nervous and everything, you know. But she was like, it's what you want to do. She's like, you got to think, you're not really like that. This is just your character.
Okay.
She's like, if people start thinking of it that way, then obviously you did your job right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was like, okay. So when we went to the premiere and everything, I had a couple people saying like, oh, you played the cop, and they were looking at me all crooked, and then they're like, you. But like that's the kind of approach that I was looking for, you know, because if I knew that I touched you in some sort of way to make you feel some type of way, that means I did my job.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
That's what's up.
but
Okay,
I don't like playing the
Shout out to
racist
mom
cop
for
stuff.
dropping them gems.
Oh yeah, mom's been a really great supporter. I couldn't even imagine like what I'd do without her support. So
So I always ask this question in the cast. So as far as acting, what works for you though? What's the thing that makes you go?
as in like to get into character kind of
Like just the whole thing. Period. Like what makes this the thing for Michael? What?
because I feel like I'm bigger than what I am. And acting is like another way of expressing. You know how some people they like you look at comedy. A lot of comedians that come from dark places because of where their life was. And the way I looked at it was I didn't have like a great upbringing, but I didn't have a bad one. But I have such a different imagination where it comes to I can step away from being Michael and I can be somebody else for a little bit in life.
Right.
You know, it's like I can just express myself through a different set of
Well,
eyes and
yeah.
feeling in a different set of shoes,
Yeah,
being a different character.
I feel that.
And so like when it came down to playing the cop in Melanin, you know, I had to tap into a character that's had to look at somebody being racist, and I was like, I didn't like it. So I was like, I had to be this character, but when I step out of it, I'm like, I don't see how people can live that
so
way.
it kind of teaches you
Yeah.
about.
And then when it comes down to if I have to play, you know, this romantic guy or something like that, that's me in general, you know. But like if I have to be, you know, this. Usually, everybody wants me to play the bad guy because they just say I have that look like, oh, you're that bad guy.
villain.
I was like, you know, like I don't mind doing all that stuff, but I'm actually deep down a nice guy. But like, so for me, I was like, if you need me to be this bad guy, I gotta like play some hardcore music in the back and just like get angry and think of something that somebody did me wrong on, and you know, just tap into those characters. And I'm like, all right, let's go, 1, 2, 3, action, let's go. You know,
Man, that's crazy.
But-
That reminds me of like the, you know, in the 80s and 90s when soap operas were big.
Yeah.
They said the actors, people just roll up on them and just slap the hell out of them. It's like, hey, that's not real. You have to tell them that's not.
It's funny too because when I did a movie called Eyewitness, and there was a scene where I had to get beat up by the killer, and he was like, "Hey, we want you to, you know, kick him, and he's gonna fall down the stairs, you know." But the thing was that they didn't want me to fall down the stairs; they wanted me just to like show the kick, and then my body just kind of moves out the way. I was like, "Dude, kick me," and I was like, "And I will fall."
Wait.
So I had the guy actually kick me, and I fell. We were in a basement. I fell on like cement, and actually, because I could take a few bumps and bruises for the team,
bro.
man.
Nah,
The thing
Mike,
about it is, like, as an
Mike, you gotta
independent,
relax. You gotta relax, Mike.
And then it makes it look more genuine.
Yeah, but the feeling of it.
There's a way to professionally fall and not get hurt.
the thing is, when
Are you a professional faller? No, he's
As
not.
far as acting, there is a professional.
Yeah,
acting
but they got
way to
they
fall.
also have what they call stunt
not get
men
hurt.
that go to school for that.
they do, yes.
Did
but
you get hurt?
I was a little sore, but I mean,
Yeah, see?
but it's okay. But the thing is that when it comes to independent acting,
And you
you're
didn't-
your own stunt double.
And you didn't get paid though.
No.
See, don't be doing that, Mike.
See,
See, if I'm your agent, Mike, you gotta relax.
See,
Don't fall down the
I
stairs.
got paid for having my film like me being out there saying like this guy.
See, I gotta
might be
step.
the real deal.
I gotta step in as a director and say, look, now, every film I did, I tell everybody, it's like, all right, we got this scene where we gotta, you gonna get slapped. But you ain't got to really get slapped. We can do the thing. You just turn your head. Everybody has said, go ahead and do it.
No.
Pow! Man, I lost the taste in my mouth.
You knock
So
a tooth
y'all
out,
y'all got to stop doing that. Us directors, we
Mike,
like,
no, bro. Don't be jumping down the stairs,
because
bro.
we still
Especially
need
if they
you
tell
for
you
the
they
next
can.
scene.
Hey, we can fix it to make it look like you gonna fall.
Well, if I wanted to make it look real, I'm gonna make it look real. You know, so
I agree with you.
that's just how it is. That's
Disagree.
I will too for a couple mil. The bag got to be different for me.
I've been hit on stage at a play, and
Yeah.
it didn't feel too nice, but it brought out.
Did you want to fight the person afterwards? Like, I'm gonna see you in the
because
dressing room. You weren't supposed to hit me that hard.
We rehearsed it, so
It's funny too because he was like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Just do it. Like, I'll be fine." You know. And so I fell on like some cement, and some cardboard boxes that were kind of empty and stuff too. But it's like, I look at it because it's what I'm doing. It's what I love to do. If I have to do it to make it look good, then I'm gonna do it to make sure it looks good.
So I'm gonna look in my camera and say, hey, everybody need to hire Michael Rodriguez. He don't want to get paid. He'll jump down the stairs. He'll be the stunt double and all of that. You need to hire this guy. Nah.
It's funny too because Paula actually knows her. Valerie, she had asked me about doing a film where there was a certain character that she wanted me to be, and one of the scenes. I don't know if I should actually be saying this because it's on the script, and I don't think I should. Basically, I will just say that there's a point where this character is supposed to jump off something really high and like kind of fall into the water. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Well, where are we gonna do that at?" And so she starts like giving me ideas. She's like, "No, we can like use this green screens." I was like, "No, let me jump into the water. I don't care how high it is." And she's like, "No, we're not doing that."
No, I gotta agree with them on that one.
See, like, and I've written my own films as well too. You know, I have like two features that I've written. I've got 2 short films that I've written. You know, like, and I never wanted to write, but I've made some incredible things that I didn't think was possible.
Hey, when you in the life, when you in it, I can see you doing it.
One of the scenes that I wanted to do, like, I was talking to one of the guys who's working with me on it, and he was like, "Yeah, we can't let you do that." You know, I'm like, "Come on, man." He's like, "No, it's like, you know, you're still at risk. You know, the last thing you need to do is hurt yourself."
With all the technology now, you ain't got to do that, Mike. You don't got to do that, brother.
Well, the thing is that when it comes down to that, is that you got to have the money to really make sure that you can produce it to make it look good that way, you know. And I like if I can make it cheaper by doing it myself, you know. Then
if it's your film, I mean, I can see you going all out. I'm just saying for somebody else's film. I'm not falling down the stairs.
It was like 3 or 4 steps, but you know, it's still falling on the cement doesn't ever feel good. So.
That's what I thought about.
Yeah, that's dedication for you.
Yeah.
Well, man, listen, bro. Thanks so much for coming, man. You're my first actor, I think.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I interviewed Apollo. I interviewed him. He was my first actor, and he gave me my first role, too. I don't know. I'm going to need you to critique it for me, man. Let me know how I did once the web series come out. But, and then anything, you want to shout out any social media or anything?
The main thing I'm really on really is Instagram. So it's Michael__Rodriguez. Okay. I have an IMDb, Michael A. Rodriguez. You guys can check out my films that I've done on there too.
Cool. I'm going to watch Melon and Anna on the first part of On the Floor. When y'all be wrapping the second part 2?
So we should be done shooting Play on the Floor 2, I think either March 15th or 16th. I believe that's the last week of shooting. And then I'll be getting set for another film the beginning of April.
Okay.
So, but I'm only on set for like a day or 2 for that.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, I think by the time that he gets done editing for Play on the Floor 2, I'd say probably about the summertime is when the premiere and everything will happen for that.
Cool. Well, listen, man, we're going to be checking you out, bro, and following you. I'm going to put some stuff in the comments, man. I appreciate you coming, man.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank y'all for joining us on the Phat Mechanics Chop Shop. Charlie Numbers. We'll see you on the next one.